All right, it's a weird feeling morning. We just had a huge storm. Well, I looked at the water app. The river was way down. It's like 21.3, so it dropped about a foot last night. And when I came down here to look today, all these boats and stuff are just sitting still. There's about 5 or 6 of them out here on the river. But I figured since all this water's down, and while it was down, this rainstorm pounded it, we'll come down in here. Hope there'll be a lot of stuff uncovered. This should be one of the best days of the year so far. So we're gonna get down through here and hopefully we'll find y'all something good. Barely got down through here and saw that insulator, but it was broken. You can see where the water had been for a while. All these rocks through here, and it's come down to there. We've got about an extra 3 or 4 foot of beach. It went down, I think, a total of about 8 inches. Not quite a foot, like I said earlier. All right, I had something right there, but I don't think it's anything, just a piece of flint now. That had me excited. I seen it sticking up, it looked like an edge. Got me a piece of pottery right there. Stick everything on this log. We still got the barge right beside us. But there should be a lot of stuff right here washed out. That rain hit pretty hard, and every time it does, it washes stuff out real good right here in this hole. All right, I wasn't expecting to find this down here, but that's pretty cool. It's floated in the last flood. This is a little 3D printed bobber somebody made. It's got a little jingle in it. Yeah, something you can use when you're casting out a jig, or like what a lot of people call a swirl-tail grub. It's a pretty cool find. All right, we haven't found much, but here's something cool. There is a char line for a fire right there. That's about 7 feet in the ground. There's another fire pit a few hundred yards down the river that's actually falling in right now. All right, we've done a couple sifts now. The first one was a dud. This one here doesn't have much more. Little piece of flint. Got some pottery shards in here. Hope I don't lose it. There's one, and I think that's a rock. It was curved. I thought it was a rim shard or an edge shard, but yeah, it's a little slow going. It still needs a little more rain on it. All right, so I didn't know barges did this, but go back to the beginning of the video. The cab of that barge was up in the air. Now it's lowered down. I heard a noise and turned around and seen the cab was gone. I wish I could have got a video of that. Well, I've done a few sifts in here with minimal results. I'm going to walk on down the rest of the good beach here and see if I can't surface hunt anything. It seems like it's still just a tiny bit too mudded in. It needs one more rainstorm. We're going to get one tomorrow. Maybe we could get back in here before the water rises. Right here is where a fire pit's been falling out, right up in that hole in the middle of the screen. I've never really found too much in here. One time I did find a preform, and that's been about it. All right, earlier in this tree, like in the crotch of those branches, that barge was hitting its engine real hard, and waves were coming in here uncovering a rock. And I was walking down that way to go surface something, and I thought, man, it's gonna be good to come back and look. And it ain't the best find in the world, but look at that. I think it's like what they call that Flint ridge. It's like red, brown, white, black, huge bladelet. That thing is spectacular looking. That's a pretty cool find right there. I'd rather find that, honestly, than an arrowhead today. Thought we were gonna goose egg. Alrighty, we did one last sift and got a couple pieces of pottery. We'll search the beach on the way up, but we're headed back now. I gotta go pick Douglas up from his track practice. All right, we're sitting here at the reveal desk with the finds. I got some cool finds after this one that's gonna be in a different video, so check those out. Pretty good Fort Ancient point right there. Very nice. But this was the hunt we went on this morning. Did a little surface hunt down in our main bread and butter spot. One of the coolest things I've ever found. It's not an artifact. was pretty neat. It's a little 3D printed bobber, and it's even got the little rattle inside. That'll be fun to take up to the mountains and use when we throw some trout magnets out. We got a lot of debitage, some good pieces of pottery, nothing to write home about. About 8 shards there. I didn't know if we were going to find anything significant. I was walking down the beach, got all the way down and back surface hunting. And didn't really find anything that I liked. And on the way back, right behind where that barge was marooned, the waves from the motor running had actually washed a spot off. And it was a spot I'd looked in already and didn't find anything. When I came back, that was laying just right out on the sand, or been uncovered by a wave. And if I probably didn't go through there when I did, it probably would have been covered back up. So that was pretty cool. We went right in there right at the right time and made that discovery. That's one of the best bladelets I've ever found. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's kind of translucent. That's pretty cool. But that's what they call Flint Ridge. I was actually talking to a guy upriver that does a lot of artifact hunting on Facebook, Bob Byard. He says you'll find a lot of these bladelets, but you won't find a lot of the cores because they just simply didn't leave the area they were made. So I thought that was a neat little piece of information, and it makes sense why we find so many of those, but we never find spall cores. So it was a bad little morning. Pretty good trip. Got an awesome piece of flint that also just happens to be a nice little blade tool. So come out with a win. Yeah, I appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you next time we're out on the river.